Hello. We're going over Chapter 8, which covers orientation and employee training. Now that we've completed the selection process, it's essential to orient or introduce, if you will, the new hires to their job and to the organization. Orientation is the introduction of new employees to the organization, work unit, and job. An effective orientation program has an immediate and lasting impact on the new employee and can make the difference between his or her success or failure. Regardless of the type of organization, orientation should usually be conducted at two distinct levels, at the organizational level and the departmental and job level. At the organizational level, this is where broad topics of relevance and interest to all employees are covered. And this typically will include benefits, conditions of employment, providing good customer service. Really, a good mix of information that both the company wants to provide and the new employee wants to hear. At the departmental and job level, this is where topics are covered that are unique to the new employee's specific department and job. So it's going to depend on the specific needs of the department or unit. For example, for a GPTC faculty, what would be important to know are some of the due dates. So for the midterm, final grades, and withdrawals, this would need to be covered. Some of the objectives of company orientation programs include reducing stress, lowering costs, reducing turnover, reducing the time required to integrate the employee into their job, and actually helping the employee adjust to his or her work team or work environment a little more quickly. Since there are two distinct levels of orientation, HR and the new employee's immediate manager share the responsibility of orientation. Human Resources Department is responsible for initiating and coordinating both levels of orientation, so they're really responsible for planning them. However, the new employee's immediate manager is responsible for conducting the departmental and job orientation level of orientation, which would make sense because they're closer to the work so they can give you more specific information. Each new employee should receive an orientation kit. This is a packet of information to supplement the verbal orientation program. It's prepared by the Human Resource Department, and its design should ensure offering of essential information to the required extent. And this should eliminate the chance of giving out too much information. It's impossible for a new employee to process all of the information in just one long setting. So, brief sessions are recommended, which typically increase the chances of new employees understanding and retaining the information that's presented. Formal and systematic follow up to the initial orientation is essential. Employees should not be told to drop by if they incur problems. Managers are responsible for checking new employees' performance and answering any questions after the training. So, managers should regularly check on the new employees' assimilation and progress, availing themselves for questions. Now, HR should conduct a scheduled 1 month follow up and an annual evaluation of the total orientation program to ensure its effectiveness from the feedback received. Now we turn our attention to training. And training is defined as the learning process that involves the acquisition of skills, concepts, rules, or attitude to enhance employee performance. Several methods can be used to satisfy an organization's training needs and accomplish its objectives. So we're going to take a look at those now. Methods of training include on the job training, and this is where the employee goes to work and they're shown how to perform their job, but they do it under the trainer's supervision. Job rotation requires an individual to learn several different jobs in a work unit or department and perform each job for a specified period. When I went through the Banking Center Managers program, I had to serve as a financial services rep and as a teller. So this gave me the knowledge I needed when I went into the management program because I understood the work of those that I would be of those who would be reporting to me. Another type of training is apprenticeship training, and this is distinct from internships. It's more um, typically it requires more time and it's very deliberate. You're given instruction on and off the job. You get you receive information or training in a practical sense and a theoretical aspect of the work. So you may learn why it's, here are the rules and this would be a great way to do something, but then you would also get a chance to see it. And the length of the program is going to vary by occupation and determined by standards adopted by the industry. Germany is very, very good with the apprenticeship model, so much so that the college is actually going to be bringing that here to offer that to students, offer that type of learning for students. Training can be conducted in a classroom. This is useful when you want to provide a knowledge to a large group that has little or no knowledge of the subject. And it's typically used for technical, professional, and managerial employees. Training can be conducted virtually, so basically done online and through the use of chat rooms, desktop video conferencing, website, and email distribution. And sometimes this training can be self paced, or sometimes it can be done in real time, even to the point that you can actually see the facilitator or the instructor. When the results of a training are evaluated, a number of benefits occur. Less effective programs can be withdrawn to save time and effort. Weaknesses within established programs can be identified and remedied. And then evaluation of training can actually be broken down into four areas: reaction, learning, behavior, and results. When we speak of reaction, the question we're asking is how much did the trainees like the program? With the learning aspect, what principles, facts, and concepts were learned in the training program? With regard to behavior, did the job behavior of the trainees change because of the program? And finally, results. What were the results of the program in terms of factors such as reduced cost or reduction in turnover? Okay, that is it for the homework. And unfortunately, that's the wrong number. It should actually be chapter 8. Chapter 8 will be due. And I will see you all. Please remember to submit it by 11:59 on Friday. And I will see you next Tuesday. Have a great week. Have a great and productive week and an awesome weekend. Bye bye.